Quarth is an interesting puzzle game, often dubbed as Tetris meets Space Invaders, or even a hybrid puzzle game shoot 'em up as classified by Wikipedia. Released in Japan by Konami to arcades in 1989, most people in the States that have even never heard of this game will remember Quarth by its Game Boy release in 1990 or by its renamed arcade game Block Hole. (1990) also showed the release of the game on the Famicom in Japan as well as the MSX2. Quarth is one of those games that you kind of have to just pick up and play to get the general feel of, but you can probably piece together by the footage here the general idea of the game. Basically, what's going on is incomplete geometrical shapes are falling down toward you and your ship shoots blocks. And what you have to do is you have to fill up these blocks to create squares or rectangles. And when you complete these squares or rectangles, you get points. They disappear depending on which version of the game. It may slow things down. The Game Boy version gives you power-ups, which is really fun. Another cool thing about Quarth is when you get to play two-player, there's a co-op mode where both of your ships are on one playing field at a time and you can help each other out or make it worse. It's kind of fun playing together because if you make a mistake, it messes the other person up. When you play competitively, when you complete squares or rectangles, you can actually slow them down to a point where it will block half their screen up. It's really fun. You guys can check out the arcade version on MAME. I believe it's under Block Hole or Quarth, the Japanese name. I love this game. It was one of those things where I had Quarth in a lot and it was sitting around and I thought it was another game, and I tried it one day at work and like 2 hours later I was still playing. And then I sought out every release of it. I have the arcade version on the PS2 import, which there's footage shown here, which is a great collector's edition. I have the Famicom NES version, which is probably the best version that's readily available. These imports are very cheap. You can get them complete in the box. You can make a cheap Famicom converter to play it. The Game Boy game is probably the version to start out with because it's very accessible. You can probably get it for $3 to $5. There's actually an import Game Boy game that has 4 Konami games on it, including Quarth and Parodius and 2 other games that's around $15 a box, which is worth checking out. So in conclusion, I hope you guys check this game out. It's really fun. It's a nice pick up and play game. You can get serious about it if you want to. It feels kind of like a brain massage when you're playing because you can create strategies and you count a lot either out loud or in your brain. You can kind of speed up. If you're one of those players that likes to kind of speed run things and like really get into games, this is something I highly recommend you to check out. It's very cheap. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching.